Hi, welcome to Promo Insiders, an ASI media podcast that covers the issues that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm Chris Ruvo for ASI, and today we have a very special guest, NFL Hall of Fame linebacker Brian Urlacher. Brian will be keynoting the ASI show Chicago 2025, which is being held at McCormick Place from July 22nd to July 24th. You can learn more at www.asishow.com. Before we jump into our chat with Brian, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
SNS Activewear and Alpha Broder are integrating to become the premier partner for the apparel industry. With one website, one purchase order, over 100 beloved brands, and 14 distribution centers, you can streamline your ordering and operations while being able to hit free freight faster than ever. Benefit from 1 to 2 day shipping with the lowest error rate in the industry, and leverage combined net term limits to benefit your business like never before. Starting May 30th, the Alpha Broder website will be retired. However, customers will now have one login, one experience, and everything they need all at ssactivewear.com.
All right, welcome back, and thank you, Brian, so much for joining me today. Obviously, loved watching you as a player, so this is personally pretty exciting for me just to get to chat with you today. I'm also really excited to hear your keynote at ASI Chicago. We're very excited to have you.
Appreciate you having me on, man. Looking forward to this. The show should be fun as well. I know there's a lot of people going to this thing. That's a big venue.
Yes, yeah. It's the biggest promotional products trade show in the Midwest, and a lot of energy. And I know obviously a lot of people coming from the greater Chicago area are going to be very excited to see you and hear what you have to say. And we're going to preview that a little bit today, right? So the first question I had for you, and I think this speaks very well given the type of player that you were. What role did grit and resilience play in success? And maybe you can give us some examples from your career.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have obstacles we have to overcome, whether it's football, basketball, business. There's nothing's easy. I feel like these days, especially, everything's hard to get through. But I think for football, injuries, and maybe some setbacks when I wasn't playing as well as I wanted to. But my 9th year, my 10th year, I dislocated my wrist, and injuries, it's part of football. That's the way it goes. But I think if you have the right mindset going into the injury and trying to do the rehab properly, you can get back either as good as you were or better than you were before. There are some mobility issues with my wrist, but my mindset was always to come back better than I was before the injury. And then, early in my career, I got beat out of my position by a guy who was playing better than I was. I was playing the same linebacker, and he was playing better than me at the time. So I got benched, and my mindset was just get better. And I ended up changing positions and playing Mike linebacker, which ended up being better for me in the long run. But I think just determination and not want to give up and just get better and better every day.
So kind of, it sounds like, hey, you almost have to accept setbacks are going to happen. These things, even someone with your talent and ability, you faced setbacks in trying times. You have to fight through them. You can't let those setbacks be what define you. They have to be what motivate you in some ways.
You're exactly right. Try and get better. Learn from them. I think because we all have them in everything we do. Even if you're not playing sports, you're going to have setbacks in whatever you do. It's just a matter of how you come back for those and how you learn from them and get better.
Very, very good. So this next question ties in a bit to the first. I know accountability is important to you. It's something that you emphasize a lot. So just can you talk a bit about accountability? What does it mean to you, and how does being accountable kind of help propel success?
So with football, and that's how I relate pretty much everything, you have to be accountable to your teammates, because as 11 guys on the field at one time, you have to be able to trust your teammates going to do his job, and he has to be able to trust you that you're going to do your job. That's being accountable to them, to being accountable to your coaches, to your ownership, just being accountable that they can trust that you're going to do your job, or at least do the best you can. We can't make the play every time. It's impossible. Sure. Their team gets paid too. They're pretty good, but you have to. Your teammates need to know that they can trust you, that you're going to be accountable to yourself and to them to at least do your best every play and try and do your job.
Okay, so it's basically it doesn't come from words. It comes from actions. It comes from following through in the right way.
You're exactly right. A lot of people say they're going to do things and don't do them. I believe, and for football especially, it's to show me what you can do. It's not about going out there and saying you're going to do this or do that. You have to show up and do it on Sundays. And I believe putting the work in during the week leads to success on Sundays. And you can see that from football. Guys who bust their tails during the week usually perform pretty well on Sundays. That's just the way it goes with that. You put the work in, you're going to reap the benefits on Sundays.
All right. I would think, I want to put words in your mouth, but that would translate well to business too, right? That same approach, putting in that work, doing what you have to do, showing up and taking the proper actions, that translates, right?
You're exactly translating everything. Like I said earlier, translating everything you do. The more work you put in And the more time you put in to try and master a skill or get better at something, you're going to be better at it. This is the way it is. That's just the way life is. The more you're in tune with doing something, the better you're going to be at it. I think that was instilled in me young in my lifetime. And I saw, for me, it was seeing results from the work I put in. And that drove me to want to work harder and harder. I think most people are the same way. Once you see results from the work you put in, it's kind of addicting.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It can become very motivating, right? When you're saying, hey, this works. It may not be easy, but it works. And who doesn't want to do what works, right?
Yeah, nothing's going to be easy. You want to, but most people like to be challenged as well. So you want that challenge of trying to get better and putting the work in. And like I said, just seeing the fruits of your labor and the results of what you're going to get out of it.
Great. You actually segued nicely to my next question, which was, what's one of the biggest obstacles or challenges that you've had to overcome? It could be football related. It could be outside of football. It could be anything. Just how did you approach that challenge and get through it?
Most of my things are related to football. That's what I did my whole life. I'm going to go back to the injury thing, man. Like I said earlier, injuries are so tough because we all have them in football. It's just a matter of how you get through them. And some of them are career ending. Luckily, fortunately for me, none of my were career ending. But my mindset was when I got injured was to come back better than I was before I got injured. That's not always possible because your windows of getting hurt in your rehab time are smaller. But my mindset was always to come back better than I was before. And that wasn't just me. That was our trainers getting me in the right spots to do it. Our coaches giving me the time to get healthy. But it's a lot that goes into that, man. And most guys have that mentality when you see the football field because they want to get back on the field to be accountable to their teammates. They want to be back out there and help their team win. So that was my mentality. Just get back better than I was before the injury and get back as fast as I could.
All right. Well said. And again, not to sound redundant, but those same lessons do apply so well to business. You're going to have setbacks in business. There's going to be times where even if you've had tremendous success, there's going to be times where you don't, or maybe you come up short in a big situation, whatever it might be, or circumstances beyond your control happen. Yeah. You got to fight through them, right? And you got to try to come back better.
You got to get through the lows to get to the highs, right? I think, and for me, I was lucky enough to lean on our trainers. We had great trainers, and I know a lot of businesses have a lot of staff as well. You can lean on those guys as well to do their jobs and help pick you up. But for me, it was leaning on our trainers and helping me because I don't know how to rehab my wrist. I don't know what I'm doing, so they're helping me out trying to get better and telling me to do the right things to get back on the field. So just leaning on other people and also the mindset to just come back and get out of the rut you're in.
All right, very, very interesting. So you're obviously giving us some good knowledge today. You've learned a lot along your journey. Who maybe laid the basis for your character, for the person that you are today, and that was you became an NFL Hall of Famer. Like you don't do that without some strong character. In addition to great physical ability. So who was your biggest influence?
That's easy. It was my mother. My parents got divorced when I was 5 or 6. When my mother moved us 3 kids to New Mexico from Washington. My dad stayed there. So she was a single mother of 3 kids until she met my stepdad. I think when we were 13 or 14, she got married. So my mom, she worked 3 jobs to try and make it for us. And I saw her go to work every day. Even when she got married to my stepdad was a bad man too. He went to work every day at 5:30. We saw as kids what it took to be successful, or what it took just to get by. Because we didn't have a lot growing up, but they always made sure that there was food on the table. My mom was at every one of our basketball games, our football games, never missed. Just her dedication to us and wanting us to do well was amazing. And we learned that as a young age, not what it took, but she gave us the manuscript on what it was to be successful, or just what it took to raise 3 kids by yourself. So I give her all the credit, and then I also had some great coaches going through my career as well. Early on, I had some coaches kind of take me under their wing. Coach Quinones in high school kind of grabbed me when I was in 7th grade, took me under his wing, made sure I was in the gym all the time. But yeah, we all have those stories of someone kind of jumping in beside your parents. But my mother and my stepdad were great examples of what it took for me to get better and put the work in.
Wow, that's powerful stuff, and it really seems like it's kind of been with you your whole life.
It really has. I think once you see it every day, it's kind of you kind of get used to it. You see it. It's kind of part of your life. And we saw it every day as kids. My parents busted their tails to make sure we had what we needed. Wasn't easy, but they went to work every day. It's just an amazing example to see growing up as a kid.
That's awesome. Yeah. Shift gears back to football here for a second. What are a couple of your fondest memories from your playing days? There's a lot of highlights, but just the things stand out for you?
Man, you know what I love the most about football, Chris, is my teammates. I mean, I love being around them every day at work. Just think about it. You go to work every day for 10 hours, you're hanging out with your buddies. That's what you go to
it's
work.
Not bad.
No, you're practicing for 2.5 hours, but your meetings for 6 hours a day. It's hard to. it's boring in those meetings. I'm not gonna lie, it's boring.
Yeah.
And in the locker room, you're playing dodgeball, you're playing baseball, you're just having fun. That's what I miss about it. I miss my teammates and coaches. But playing wise, man, my fondest memories are win the NFC Championship 2006. We beat the Saints at Soldier Field to win that trophy. We lost Super Bowl. We never won a Super Bowl, but we got to the NFC Championship game again in 2010 and lost. But great memories on the field with my teammates, coaches. I had some great teammates throughout my 13 years, but it was a lot of fun. And our fans in Chicago were unbelievable. We had the best, in my opinion, the best fans in the NFL when it comes to sports knowledge and knowing when to cheer, when not to cheer, when to be quiet. They get a little muffled sometimes in some of the games we played at on the road, but our fans, they always knew when to cheer, when to do it right for us.
That's awesome. And I feel, just to translate to business too, like I think it could be similar in business if you have those good coworkers, if you will, and you talked about, hey, relying on the people around you, trusting the good people around you. That comes into play with having good folks at work too. So that's great stuff. That kind of camaraderie that you had over all those years with your teammates.
Yeah, that's like I said, when I retired, that's what I missed the most, because you're with them every day and all of a sudden, bam, you retire and they're gone. That was tough for me. You didn't see them every day, so that was difficult. But you go back to the work thing, they have to be accountable to people at work, right? Everyone in the work industry or in a business, they have to be accountable to each other as well. I think it goes hand in hand with being successful.
Got it. All right, one more for you here. Just I know philanthropy is kind of close to your heart. Is there any kind of philanthropic ventures that you're involved in that you want to maybe highlight, or just why do you do these things that you do?
When I played, I was involved with Special Olympics a ton and the military. So I would leave 50 tickets between the military and the Special Olympics for every home game. I was really into that. Now since I retired, still into that. But now my wife and I, animals, rescue animals. We've acquired some animals here at our place in Arizona over the past few years. I don't see that stopping anytime soon. But we're all about trying to get back and help either put animals in homes where they're she's really good at placing dogs. For some reason, she goes on these websites and find these dogs, and we've taken in 2 of them, but we have four dogs now. A couple mini donkeys and now we have sheep. She got some sheep a couple weeks ago. So good times at our house. But so, since retiring, it's the animal part of it's been a lot of fun. Still love the military, still help out whenever I can, and Special Olympics, so I can help out with them. I do it as well.
All right, perfect. All right, Brian, just you're going to be speaking at the ASI show Chicago, July 22nd to 24th. We're so excited to have you there. Thank you for speaking with me today. Just any final thoughts from our chat today? Anything you'd like to emphasize for our audience?
I'm looking forward to meeting people. I really enjoy going out and meeting people in these settings. It's different for me. It's a business setting, so I'm not as in tune with the business as I was with football, but it's exciting to meet different people from different avenues. So it'll be a good time, get a chance to meet some new people.
All right, as you pointed out, you're going to definitely meet some fans there. So Brian Urlacher, Hall of Fame linebacker, Chicago Bear, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you, man.